A day after Samia Suluhu Hassan was declared winner by the country's electoral commission, the opposition party, Chadema, has rejected the poll results, terming the election a sham. Meanwhile, Pope Leo XIV has called for dialogue in Tanzania, condemning violence. This as the Mo Ibrahim Foundation, among other organizations, say the situation in Tanzania remains a growing concern following violence in the aftermath of the polls. With more is Ayub Abdikadir.
The main opposition party of Democracy and Development, Chadema, whose leader Tundu Lissu is on trial for treason, has rejected the outcome, saying in its first statement since the polls that the outcome is a coup against the people of Tanzania, who have been denied the right to choose their leaders, and that it does not recognize Samia Suluhu as the president-elect, appealing to the international community to not recognize her as the leader of Tanzania. Several other organizations have raised concerns with the excessive use of force against demonstrators. Madam President, this is not acceptable. The Mo Ibrahim Foundation called President Suluhu's first test at the ballot an authoritarian turn, similar in taste to that of her predecessor John Magufuli, in locking up opposition members and excluding their parties from the contest. Questioning the legitimacy of the outcome, stating in its statements while Suluhu's win is neither fair nor legitimate, the anger in the street is understandable, unexpected, citing the Sudan situation, which it said is a growing tragedy and that Tanzania should not take that course. The African Union chairperson Mahmoud Ali Yusuf congratulated President Samia Suluhu and regretted the loss of lives during the post-election demonstrations, saying it's important to uphold fundamental rights and freedoms, including the right to peaceful assembly and expression. The European Union in a statement also expressed concern, stating that the post-election violence, internet shutdown, as well as reports of irregularities in the election process in some places and the large number of fatalities and significant injuries are of extreme concern. Brussels calling for the release of all detained politicians and for a transparent, fair trial for those arrested on a sound legal basis, and for swift and thorough investigations into all reported incidents of abductions, disappearances and violence.
The people have already shown they are fed up. They are saying no. We saw thousands on the streets. Even with the internet shut down, we are still able to get those images. So is the question, if Tanzania is, the leadership in Tanzania is silent, why is the sub-region and region of Africa silent?
Demonstrations in the aftermath of the polls have tested Tanzania's much-touted stability, becoming the next hub for youth-led demonstrations calling for good governance, a year after taking the Kenyan space by storm. Ayub Abdikadir, Citizen TV.